Ladies and gentlemen, monkeys and elephant. Guess where I am now? This is Sam. I am in Shenzhen, window of the world, and this is Eiffel Tower. Can you believe it? Replica of Eiffel Tower, about 1/3 of this original size, and of course it has 4 sides. I'm going to show you one by one as video and join them together. So this is the main entrance. As you can see, there's a dome-shaped auditorium, huge. You can see both edges are sliding out, and they can join them together if necessary, left and right, right? And only nighttime they have show. Daytime is too hot every night. And on the left of it are the European side, some of the European building which I'll introduce a bit later, but you can still see over there, right? Very European architecture, like in Northern Europe and so on. And this is Caesar Paris. I'm going to introduce later with Paris. And then on the right hand side are the fabulous China gate going to China. But actually, further up there is Southeast Asia, more rather than China. And you can see the golden pagoda from Burma, another smaller one from Laos, I think, and right in front is Singapore. You should be able to see the mirror line. I'll show you a bit later. So this is the front entrance to the window of the world, and the MTR station is just right in front. Okay, it's line number 1 of Shenzhen. Right, just now it was facing north, and now I'm facing east. So you remember the pagoda, Burma and Laos, and I can just be able to see the mirror line, the white dot, just behind the railway line, the monorail line. Unfortunately, no water is coming out, so you can just see the mirror line head. And this is supposed to be the waterfront of Singapore City. And then further down, you can see the dome of Iran Mosque, huge structure. And next to it is a Iraq Tower of Babel, crazy. And then this huge building I must show you as well. You can see the shape of the world, the globe, amongst the several buildings, and one is really tall, must be over 60-story high. But in Shenzhen, the tallest building is 118, taller than the Hong Kong 118. And on the east side, further down there, you can see at a distance the Splendid China. It's another theme park similar to this one. It got 50 villages of China and 50 scenic view of China. The entrance fee is about the same, 200 RMB, which is about $30. And beyond that, actually you can see Hong Kong at the far end. Hong Kong, they're crossing the border. And now more and more buildings are putting up to get a glimpse of the window of the world surrounding it. And just now you can see a very big structure. I think that is possibly Saudi Arabia, something like structure, a Muslim building. And next to it are European building, I think, over there. And beyond that, unfortunately we cannot see Australia and New Zealand. You can even see the City Harbour and City Concert Hall. And there's a spine there. Spine is amazing. It's Venice Clock Tower. You remember the story was the Khan from China invade the whole of Europe, Russia, and until they come to the Venice, and every citizen was forced to move to the muddy land, a mangrove area, and they have to build building from the mangrove, which is very difficult, but they managed to find the wood, I think from Bulgaria, and millions of them planted and even built this tall structure. So that was history. And I'm going to show you a closer view when I move to the south direction. Now I'm at the south side of the Eiffel Tower, and just continuation, you can see the Moscow Kremlin, the tower there, and next to it is the Paris in St. Petersburg. Unfortunately, it's hidden behind the tree, and here come quite familiar scenic view. I'm sure you know it's a London Tower or London Bridge. Tower Bridge, I don't know which is which, possibly Tower Bridge. Has been sold to America, but so this is really London Bridge is falling down, right? And America make a mistake. They buy the Tower Bridge instead of London Bridge. And Big Ben, everyone they well know. And in front of it is the Parliament House. Parliament House Tower. And on the left, red color, are the concourse in front of the Buckingham Palace. You can see the statue of Victoria in the middle, but unfortunately the Buckingham Palace is hidden behind the trees, so you can only see the Buckingham tree. Now moving to the middle is really exciting. It's the cream of the theme park here. You remember right in front of the Eiffel Tower where I stand, there's a huge fountain. During weekend, I mean Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fountain will be blown from this end to the other end, very long, like a cannon. And of course, it ended with the triumph. Do you still remember in 1942, Hitler was standing here very proudly saying that this is Paris, is under my feet. And of course, 2 years later, he was being kicked out by the American, British, and French army. So that was history, war history. And on the right is also part of the Paris scenery next to the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. Very beautiful plantation, maze. Really, they're huge. I mean, you look at the scale of it, really big, and so beautifully trimmed. And next to it is called the Spring of Paris. It's a very long shopping mall, some restaurants, some store shopping area. And way beyond, you may wonder what happened to America. Actually, let me try to find America. America is somewhere over at the back on the right hand side. I'll try to show you a bit later, okay? So moving on to the right are the pyramid of Egypt. I'm going to show you, explain that later on. I am now on the fourth quadrant facing west, and I want to show you the pyramid. Actually there are three, one is smaller one which is hidden, and the exciting thing is not really the pyramid, but those underneath it. There's a lot of mummy, scary coffin and so on. You can go inside and have some fun inside. And then next to it is grassland. There's a cathedral there, church there. I think that is European, possibly Netherlands and so on. And then if you go to the middle, you can see a huge ice rink. I've never seen such a big ice rink. Definitely the biggest in Shenzhen, and possibly the biggest in the world. And what about America? Now way beyond, you can just barely see the statue of Jesus in Rio de Janeiro. Can you see? hang up there. And next to it, a bit lower, is the 4 statue of Capitol Hill, the 4 presidents of America, including, of course, George Washington, Jefferson, who designed the Declaration of America, and then Lincoln, the North and South, liberal, the slave, and finally the Second World War hero, Roosevelt. And if you look closer, there's a gap, and everyone believes that should be Donald Trump in the near future. And next to it, unfortunately cannot see, a lot of American buildings, including the White House, the of course the Paramount House, and some memorial Paris for Lincoln and so on. And the most amazing is the New York City, the Long Island, a replica there. You can see, and there's a fall, Niagara Fall is there, the rapid, and so on. So a lot of scenery there. Unfortunately, it's a bit too far to show. So after all, you have to come and see for yourself. And last but not the least, I'd like to introduce to you this Caesar Paris. I love it because every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 p.m. there's a huge show, magnificent show, like Lido in Paris. Very professional, and all filled with over 1,000 people inside. It's huge, everything huge. And then this concourse, they also have evening, have some show for the local musician, and the of course cosplay. A lot of young boys and girls and boys in particular, wearing cosplay all over the place. And coming back is the European building structure and some of the Roman style castle, moving back to the Colosseum, which I introduced earlier. This one, you remember? So this is again facing north. So that's a panorama view from the Eiffel Tower for the window of the world in Shenzhen, in a nutshell. Wish you are here and enjoy the unbelievable, remarkable replica of the world. Thank you. Danke schön. 謝謝。啊呢度個什麼嘅呢？Vielen Dank. Bye bye.